Question 1. Coverage types and limits. What is the primary distinction between replacement cost and actual cash value (CV) when valuing personal property in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Replacement cost covers the cost to repair or replace damaged property without deduction for depreciation, while actual cash value deducts depreciation from the replacement cost. B. Replacement cost covers the cost to repair or replace damaged property including any improvements, while actual cash value only covers the original purchase price of the property. C. Replacement cost and actual cash value are interchangeable terms with no difference in how they are applied in policies. D. Replacement cost is only available for commercial properties, while actual cash value is used for residential properties. Answer A. Explanation. Replacement cost refers to the amount needed to replace or repair property without deducting for depreciation. For example, if a television purchased for $1,000 is damaged, replacement cost would cover the full cost of a new television of similar quality. Actual cash value (ACV), on the other hand, accounts for depreciation. Using the same example, if the television's depreciated value is $600, ACV would cover that amount rather than the full $1,000 cost of a new television. This difference is crucial in understanding how compensation is calculated after loss. Question 2. Minnesota-specific regulations and requirements. Under Minnesota insurance regulations, which of the following is required to be included in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Coverage for flood damage, as Minnesota law mandates coverage for all types of natural disasters. B. Liability coverage for injuries occurring on the insured property, which is a mandatory inclusion according to Minnesota insurance laws. C. Identity theft coverage, as it is a compulsory part of homeowners' insurance policies in Minnesota. D. Umbrella policy coverage, which provides additional liability protection beyond standard homeowners insurance. Answer B. Explanation. In Minnesota, homeowners' insurance policies are required to include liability coverage for injuries occurring on the insured property. This coverage protects policyholders against claims of bodily injury or property damage that occur on their property. Flood damage, identity theft coverage, and umbrella policy coverage are not mandatory inclusions under state law. Flood coverage typically requires a separate flood insurance policy, and identity theft and umbrella coverage are optional endorsements that policyholders can choose to add based on their needs. Question 3. Scenario-based question. Mrs. Thompson has a homeowner's insurance policy in Minnesota. Her home suffers damage from a severe storm, causing significant damage to her roof and some of her personal belongings. She has a policy with replacement cost coverage for the dwelling and actual cash value for personal property. What steps should Mrs. Thompson take to ensure her claim is processed efficiently? A. Immediately start repairs on the damaged property and discard all damaged personal belongings before notifying her insurance company. B. Document the damage with photos, make temporary repairs to prevent further damage, and notify her insurance company to initiate the claim process. C. Wait until the insurance company sends an adjuster to begin any repairs or replacement of the damaged property. D. Contact a local contractor to start repairs and only notify the insurance company after all repairs are completed and the personal property has been replaced. Answer B. Explanation. Mrs. Thompson should first document the damage thoroughly with photos and make temporary repairs to prevent further damage as per standard claims procedures. This documentation and immediate action help to substantiate her claim and mitigate additional losses. Starting repairs or replacing personal belongings before notifying the insurance company can complicate the claims process, as insurers need to assess the damage before repairs are made. Waiting for an adjuster to arrive before making temporary repairs can lead to further damage and potential complications in the claim. Properly following the claims process ensures that the policyholder's rights are protected and that the claim is handled efficiently. Question 4. Policy structure and components. Which of the following best describes the purpose of the declarations page in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. To outline the exclusions and limitations that apply to the policy coverage. B. To provide a summary of the policy's terms, including the coverage amounts, premium, and key policy details specific to the insured. C. To list all the endorsements and riders attached to the policy. D. To specify the process for filing a claim and the documentation required. Answer B. Explanation. The declarations page in a homeowner's insurance policy provides a summary of key policy details, including the coverage amounts, premium, policyholder information, and the effective dates. This page is essential for understanding what is covered under the policy and how much coverage is provided. Exclusions, endorsements, and claim procedures are detailed in other sections of the policy. The declarations page serves as a concise reference to quickly understand the main aspects of the policy. Question 5. Perils and exclusions. Which of the following perils is typically excluded under a standard homeowner's insurance policy but can be covered with a separate endorsement? A. Fire damage. B. Vandalism. C. Earthquake damage. D. Theft. Answer. C. Explanation. Earthquake damage is commonly excluded from standard homeowners insurance policies. To obtain coverage for earthquake damage, homeowners usually need to purchase a separate endorsement or earthquake insurance policy. Fire damage, vandalism, and theft are generally covered under a standard homeowners insurance policy, though specific terms and limits may apply. Question 6. Loss valuation methods. What impact does depreciation have on the settlement amount for personal property under an actual cash value (SCV) policy? A. Depreciation increases the settlement amount by reflecting the cost of new replacement items. B. Depreciation has no impact on the settlement amount as CV policies do not account for depreciation. C. Depreciation decreases the settlement amount by reducing the replacement cost to account for the age and wear of the property. D. Depreciation results in a higher settlement amount since it accounts for the cost of repairs rather than replacement. Answer. C. Explanation. Under an actual cash value (SCV) policy, depreciation decreases the settlement amount. A CV is calculated by subtracting depreciation from the replacement cost of the damaged property. This reduction reflects the property's reduced value due to age and wear. Replacement cost policies, in contrast, provide a settlement based on the full cost to replace the item without depreciation. Question 7. Claims process and procedures. In the event of a claim under a homeowner's insurance policy, which of the following is not a typical responsibility of the claims adjuster? A. Assessing the extent of the damage and determining the cost of repairs. B. Providing legal representation for the policyholder in court if a lawsuit arises from the claim. C. Evaluating the policyholder's documentation and determining the amount of compensation due. D. Recommending repairs and settlements to the insurance company based on the damage assessment. Answer. B. Explanation. A claims adjuster is responsible for assessing damage, evaluating documentation, and recommending settlements based on the policy terms and the extent of the damage. However, providing legal representation for the policyholder in court is not part of the adjuster's role. Legal issues related to claims may require separate legal counsel. Question 8. Risk management and loss prevention. Which of the following is a recommended risk management strategy for reducing potential loss in a home insurance policy? A. Increasing the deductible amount to lower the insurance premium. B. Implementing home security systems and regular maintenance checks to reduce the risk of damage or loss. C. Reducing the coverage limits on the policy to decrease premium costs. D. Opting for a policy with lower coverage to save on premiums. Answer. B. Explanation. Implementing home security systems and performing regular maintenance checks are effective risk management strategies that help reduce the risk of damage or loss, potentially leading to fewer claims and lower premiums. Increasing the deductible can lower premiums but does not directly address risk reduction. Lowering coverage limits may save on premiums but could result in inadequate protection in case of a loss. Question 9. Policyholder rights and responsibilities. Which of the following best describes a policyholder's responsibility in maintaining a homeowner's insurance policy? A. The policyholder must notify the insurer of any changes to the home's structure or occupancy that could affect coverage. B. The policyholder is responsible for paying the insurer's administrative fees and legal costs associated with claims. C. The policyholder must manage the insurer's investments and financial portfolios as part of the policy agreement. D. The policyholder is required to provide coverage for all types of natural disasters, including those not covered under the policy. Answer. A. Explanation. Policyholders are responsible for notifying their insurer of significant changes to their property, such as alterations to the home's structure or changes in occupancy. These changes can impact coverage and premium calculations. Managing investments or covering non-policy types of disasters are not responsibilities of the policyholder. Question 10. Special coverage options. What does an umbrella policy typically provide that is not covered by a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. Coverage for basic liability claims up to the policy's limit. B. Coverage for high-value personal property items such as jewelry and art. C. Additional liability protection beyond the limits of standard homeowner's insurance, covering larger claims or lawsuits. D. Coverage for damage caused by wear and tear and neglect. Answer: see explanation. An umbrella policy offers additional liability protection beyond the limits of a standard homeowner's insurance policy. It helps cover large claims or lawsuits that exceed the limits of the primary insurance policy. It does not specifically cover high-value items, which would be covered by scheduled personal property endorsements or damage due to wear and tear. Question 11. Insurance terminology and concepts. How does coinsurance affect the settlement amount for a partial loss under a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Coinsurance reduces the settlement amount by applying a penalty if the insured value is less than the required percentage of the property's value. B. Coinsurance increases the settlement amount by covering additional costs beyond the policy limit. C. Coinsurance has no effect on the settlement amount as it only applies to the deductible. D. Coinsurance guarantees that the full replacement cost will be covered regardless of the insured value. Answer A. Explanation. Coinsurance in homeowners insurance requires the policyholder to maintain a certain percentage of the property's value in coverage. If the insured value is less than this percentage, the settlement amount for a partial loss may be reduced by applying a coinsurance penalty. This provision ensures that the property is adequately insured to avoid underinsurance. Question 12. Homeowners insurance. Which of the following best describes the difference between a homeowner's insurance policy and a renter's insurance policy? A. Homeowner's insurance covers both the structure of the home and personal property, while renter's insurance only covers personal property and liability. B. Homeowner's insurance provides coverage for personal property but excludes liability, while renter's insurance includes liability coverage but not personal property. C. Homeowners insurance is only available for single-family homes, while renter's insurance is for multi-family units. D. Homeowners insurance covers property damage caused by natural disasters, while renter's insurance does not provide such coverage. Answer A. Explanation. Homeowners insurance covers both the dwelling, structure of the home, and personal property, along with liability coverage. Renter's insurance, on the other hand, covers only personal property and liability but does not cover the structure of the building, as that is the responsibility of the landlord. Question 13. Coverage types and limits. Which type of coverage under a homeowner's insurance policy would typically cover damage to a detached garage? A. Personal property coverage. B. Other structures coverage. C. Loss of use coverage. D. Liability coverage. Answer B. Explanation. Other structures coverage provides protection for structures on the property that are not attached to the main dwelling, such as a detached garage, shed, or fence. This coverage is separate from personal property and liability coverage. Question 14. Minnesota-specific regulations and requirements. Under Minnesota law, what is the minimum amount of liability coverage required for homeowners insurance policies? A. $50,000. B. $100,000. C. $200,000. D. There is no statutory minimum. It varies by insurer. Answer D. Explanation. Minnesota does not mandate a specific minimum amount of liability coverage for homeowners insurance policies. The amount of liability coverage required or recommended can vary by insurer and individual policyholder needs. Policyholders should assess their needs based on potential risks and coverage limits. Question 15. Perils and exclusions. Which of the following perils is typically covered under a standard homeowner's insurance policy but is often excluded from a standard renter's insurance policy? A. Water damage from a burst pipe. B. Damage from earthquakes. C. Flood damage. D. Wear and tear damage. Answer A. Explanation. Water damage from a burst pipe is usually covered under standard homeowner's insurance. In contrast, renter's insurance typically provides less comprehensive coverage for structural issues and may not include coverage for certain types of water damage, such as flooding or earthquakes. Question 16. Scenario-based question. Mr. Davis has a homeowner's insurance policy with an actual cash value (SEV) provision for his personal property. A severe storm damages his roof and destroys several of his high-value electronics. He decides to replace them with new, more expensive models. How should Mr. Davis handle his claim to ensure he receives fair compensation? A. Replace the electronics immediately and submit the receipts for the new models to the insurance company. B. File the claim based on the depreciated value of the destroyed electronics and only replace them after receiving the settlement. C. Repair the damaged roof, discard the old electronics, and wait until the insurance company assesses the damage before making any replacements. D. Request coverage for the new electronics, as the insurance policy should cover replacement with items of similar quality regardless of depreciation. Answer: B. Explanation. Mr. Davis should file the claim based on the depreciated value of the destroyed electronics, which is how actual cash value (SEV) policies work. He can then use the settlement to replace the electronics. Submitting receipts for more expensive replacements before the claim is settled may not align with the policy's ACV terms, which account for depreciation. Question 17. Claims process and procedures. What should a policyholder do immediately after experiencing a loss to ensure proper claim processing? A. Begin repairs and improvements immediately to prevent further damage, regardless of insurance assessment. B. Notify the insurance company. Document the damage thoroughly and make only temporary repairs to prevent further loss. C. Wait for an insurance adjuster to arrive before taking any action, including documenting the damage. D. Discard all damaged property and start the replacement process before notifying the insurance company. Answer: B. Explanation. The policyholder should notify the insurance company as soon as possible and document the damage thoroughly with photos. Making temporary repairs to prevent further damage is also advised. Beginning repairs or replacements before notifying the insurer can affect the claim's validity, and discarding damaged property might impede the assessment process. Question 18. Risk management and loss prevention. Which of the following risk management practices is most likely to reduce the likelihood of fire damage in a home? A. Installing a security system with fire alarms and maintaining a clear space around heating equipment. B. Reducing the amount of insurance coverage to lower premiums. C. Increasing the deductible to save on premium costs. D. Relying solely on a standard homeowner's insurance policy without additional endorsements. Answer: A. Explanation. Installing a security system with fire alarms and keeping a clear space around heating equipment are proactive risk management practices that can help prevent fire damage. Reducing coverage or increasing the deductible does not directly address fire prevention and might leave the home underinsured. Question 19. Policyholder rights and responsibilities. Which of the following is a policyholder's responsibility when a homeowner's insurance policy is renewed? A. The policyholder must review and update any changes in coverage needs and ensure that the policy accurately reflects their current circumstances. B. The policyholder must pay additional premiums for any changes in their credit score. C. The policyholder is responsible for notifying the insurer of any changes in their mortgage terms. D. The policyholder must provide detailed information about all previous insurance claims to the insurer at renewal. Answer: A. Explanation. Policyholders are responsible for reviewing their policy at renewal to ensure that it accurately reflects their current coverage needs and circumstances. This may involve updating coverage limits or personal information. Other responsibilities, such as credit score changes or mortgage terms, do not typically impact the insurance renewal process. Question 20. Insurance terminology and concepts. How does subrogation affect a policyholder's claim process? A. Subrogation allows the insurer to recover costs from a third party responsible for the loss, which may reduce the policyholder's out-of-pocket expenses. B. Subrogation increases the policyholder's deductible amount to cover the insurer's recovery efforts. C. Subrogation results in a higher premium for the policyholder due to the insurer's recovery efforts. D. Subrogation guarantees a full refund of the policyholder's premium and after a claim is settled. Answer: A. Explanation. Subrogation is the process by which an insurer seeks to recover the costs of a claim from a third party who is responsible for the loss. This can help reduce the policyholder's out-of-pocket expenses and potentially lower their overall claim costs. It does not affect deductibles, premiums, or result in premium refunds. Question 21. Special coverage options. What is typically covered by a scheduled personal property endorsement in a homeowner's insurance policy? A. Personal property with high value, such as jewelry and artwork, providing coverage above the policy's standard limits. B. Damage to the home structure caused by natural disasters. C. Liability coverage for injuries occurring outside the home. D. Identity theft protection and associated expenses. Answer: A. Explanation. A scheduled personal property endorsement provides coverage for high-value items such as jewelry, artwork, or antiques, which may exceed the standard limits of a homeowner's policy. This endorsement offers additional protection and higher limits for these valuable items. Damage to the home structure and liability for injuries outside the home are covered under other sections of the policy. Question 22. Mathematical and analytical skills. If a homeowner has a dwelling coverage limit of $300,000 and the coinsurance requirement is 80%, what is the minimum amount of coverage the homeowner must maintain to avoid a penalty? A. $240,000. B. $300,000. C. $240,000 adjusted for depreciation. D. $360,000. Answer A. Explanation. To avoid a coinsurance penalty, the homeowner must maintain coverage equal to at least 80% of the dwelling's value with a dwelling coverage limit of $300,000. The minimum required coverage is 0.80x 300. This is an equals to 140,000. This ensures that the property is adequately insured and avoids penalties in the event of a claim. Question 23. Policy structure and components. Which section of a homeowner's insurance policy specifies the financial limits of coverage for different types of claims? A. Declarations page. B. Insuring agreement. C. Exclusions. D. Conditions. Answer A. Explanation. The declarations page of a homeowner's insurance policy outlines the financial limits of coverage for different types of claims, such as dwelling coverage, personal property coverage, and liability limits. It provides a summary of the policy's coverage limits and premium details. The insuring agreement describes the insurer's promise to pay for covered losses, while exclusions detail what is not covered, and conditions outline the responsibilities of both parties. Question 24. Coverage types and limits. What is the primary difference between replacement cost and actual cash value in terms of property valuation? A. Replacement cost is the amount needed to replace damaged property with new items of similar kind and quality, without deduction for depreciation. Actual cash value includes depreciation, reflecting the current market value of the property. B. Replacement cost is the value of the property after depreciation, while actual cash value is the cost to replace the property without depreciation. C. Replacement cost refers to the amount paid by the insurer in cash, while actual cash value refers to the property's value at the time of loss. D. Replacement cost includes any improvements made to the property, while actual cash value does not. Answer A. Explanation. Replacement cost is the amount required to replace damaged property with new items of similar kind and quality, without deducting for depreciation. Actual cash value (ACV) takes depreciation into account, reflecting the current market value of the property at the time of loss. This makes replacement cost generally more favorable to the policyholder. Question 25. Minnesota-specific regulations and requirements. Under Minnesota law, what is the insurer's obligation regarding the disclosure of policy changes to the policyholder? A. Insurers must provide written notice of any changes to the policy, including adjustments in coverage or premiums, at least 30 days before the effective date. B. Insurers are only required to notify policyholders of changes if the changes result in a premium increase. C. Insurers must verbally inform policyholders of changes during the policy renewal process. D. Insurers have no specific obligation to disclose policy changes. It is the policyholder's responsibility to inquire. Answer A. Explanation. Minnesota law requires insurers to provide written notice of any changes to the policy, including adjustments in coverage or premiums, at least 30 days before the effective date. This ensures that policyholders are aware of and can address any changes that may impact their coverage. Question 26. Perils and exclusions. Which of the following scenarios would most likely be excluded under a standard homeowner's insurance policy? A. Damage from a burst water pipe inside the home. B. Damage caused by a tornado. C. Damage resulting from neglect or lack of maintenance. D. Damage from a fire caused by a lightning strike. Answer C. Explanation. Damage resulting from neglect or lack of maintenance is typically excluded under a standard homeowner's insurance policy. Most policies cover sudden and accidental damage, such as from a burst water pipe, tornado, or lightning strike, but exclude damage resulting from ongoing neglect or poor maintenance practices. Question 27. Scenario-based question. MS. Roberts recently purchased a home and obtained a homeowner's insurance policy. Shortly after, she discovered that her policy does not include coverage for a valuable collection of antique firearms she owns. MS. Roberts is concerned about potential losses. What should MS. Roberts do to ensure that her antique firearms are adequately covered? A. Ignore the gap in coverage, as it is unlikely that the firearms will be damaged or stolen. B. Contact her insurance agent to add a scheduled personal property endorsement specifically for the antique firearms. C. Cancel her current policy and obtain a new policy that covers all valuable items, including the antique firearms. D. Store the antique firearms in a separate location to avoid the risk of damage or theft. Answer: B. Explanation. MS. Roberts should contact her insurance agent to add a scheduled personal property endorsement specifically for her antique firearms. This endorsement provides additional coverage for high-value items and ensures that her firearms are protected under the policy. Ignoring the gap in coverage or cancelling the policy may not address the specific needs for valuable items. Question 28. Claims process and procedures. When filing a homeowner's insurance claim, which of the following is essential for the policyholder to provide to the insurance company? A. A detailed inventory of damaged or lost items with supporting documentation. B. The name and contact information of the insurer's claims adjuster. C. The policyholder's previous insurance claims history. D. The policyholder's credit score report. Answer A. Explanation. Providing a detailed inventory of damaged or lost items with supporting documentation is essential when filing a homeowner's insurance claim. This helps the insurer assess the claim accurately and determine the appropriate settlement amount. Information about the claims adjuster, previous claims history, or credit score is not typically required for the claim itself. Question 29. Risk management and loss prevention. Which of the following is a recommended risk management strategy to reduce the likelihood of theft in a home? A. Installing motion sensor lighting around entry points and securing all windows and doors with high-quality locks. B. Reducing insurance coverage limits to low premium costs. C. Regularly updating the home's interior design to maintain a fresh appearance. D. Storing valuable items in a safe deposit box outside the home. Answer A. Explanation. Installing motion sensor lighting around entry points and securing all windows and doors with high-quality locks are effective risk management strategies to reduce the likelihood of theft. These measures improve home security and deter potential burglars. Reducing insurance coverage or updating the home's interior design does not directly impact theft risk. Question 30. Policyholder rights and responsibilities. What is a policyholder's right if their insurance claim is denied based on an exclusion that they believe should not apply? A. The policyholder has the right to request a written explanation of the denial and appeal the decision through the insurer's formal appeals process. B. The policyholder must accept the denial and cannot contest the insurer's decision. C. The policyholder can only seek legal action after accepting the denial. D. The policyholder should seek assistance from the state insurance commissioner immediately without contacting the insurer. Answer A. Explanation. A policyholder has the right to request a written explanation of the denial and appeal the decision through the insurer's formal appeals process. This allows the policyholder to provide additional information or clarification that may affect the outcome of the claim. Seeking legal action or contacting the state insurance commissioner is generally a last resort if the appeals process does not resolve the issue.